You didn't know what could cause damage to Mr. Depp's hand while you were there on March 8th, correct?
Dr. Kipper told me he'd sustained an injury on one of his fingers.
Objection, hearsay.
Wait, you asked the question. Next question.
Okay, you said it sustained.
The accusations that she brought. I'm sorry, I was talking. Is that all right?
You'd answer my question. We'll take a look at the next exhibit. Thank you.
As long as you're happy, sir.
Relevance, Your Honor?
Your Honor, I'm trying to move this along, and when we stop with relevance,
He said in the
objection, hearsay.
Saying that
Objection, hearsay.
Mr. Depp calls for a legal conclusion.
I'll sustain the objection. I'll sustain the objection.
And in 2016,
what he was.
Your Honor, hearsay.
I haven't finished my sentence. How do you know?
Showed up drunk to movie premiere, reports say. Did I read that correctly?
Reports say. This is hearsay.
June 21st, inside the trials of Johnny Depp. Did I read that right?
You did. You should read the article.
And the last one, Mr. Depp.
This is a pathetic attempt.
Mr. Depp, please just respond to the question I'm asking you.
What's your
The next question,
Mr.
the next, there's nothing about this text that's trying to protect her.
Protect her?
And
from what?
And you tell.
Hey, hi, hello. I'm not sure how many people have been living under a rock on social media, but for the most part, you've probably seen something on the ongoing trial of Amber Heard versus Johnny Depp. Now, for those of you who don't know, I made a video about this almost about 8-9 months ago called the Amber Heard Files. However, this was before the actual full-on hearing, the trial that's ongoing as of the last week. It is something that I can't really keep my eyes away from because it's not only super relatable, but I just wanted to talk about the ongoing trial, my thoughts, opinions, and show you some footage of the lies of Amber Heard from the trial itself. There's just something very entertaining about watching attorneys fail miserably at their job, attempting to scrutinize, criticize, and point out, issues in one statement because they are covering for a pathological liar. One of the funniest moments to me was actually when Amber's attorney was trying to showcase Amber's bruises on her face, right on her cheek, alleging that Johnny Depp is a domestic physical abuser. Not only is this simply laughable, one of the first lies that Amber hysterically gets outed for in court is her attorneys tried to present evidence that Johnny Depp allegedly put a bruise on her cheek. And during this whole process of having this bruise on her cheek, she had in her purse a particular makeup brand known as Milani Cosmetics that she was using to conceal up this bruise. Oh, so dramatic. All the while not realizing that her attorneys are so stupid and Amber's so dumb that the product that she claims that she was using to cover up her alleged bruise wasn't even made until 2018, when the allegations that she made towards Johnny were back in 2013, 2014. The product didn't even exist yet, and yet she's claiming this is what she used to cover up this horrendous abuse that she endured. Furthermore, and I covered this in my original Amber Heard video, there was a video that Amber Heard recorded. You can see her set up the camera that TMZ actually cut part of it out. You see her set up this camera when Johnny Depp, it was either the day of or the day after his mother became very, very ill. And Amber, smiling at the camera, set this up, put it there, hid it behind like this glass pot or whatever, and watched Johnny Depp slam a couple cabinets in his kitchen. This was presented in court in the full context, not edited, that she was claiming like this was designated towards her. It wasn't. Like, dude, a man's in grief. People in grief get angry. Part of the grieving process of losing a loved one is anger. Slamming some cabinets? How is that proof of that he's physically hurt this individual? It isn't. I interrupt this segment for a special announcement of our sponsor of the channel today, Vance Global. These are their 3 wonderful smokes. They have the TH, CBD, and Delta 8. And they're so pretty. Look at that. Oh my goodness. They are all organic and biodegradable, and they ship to all 50 states in America. But hey, if smokes are not your things, they do have wonderful Delta 8 gummies and they have their THO gummies. Both of these are very, 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 very strong. They work great for pain or sleep or anxiety. They work very well for me. I even got my 65-year-old mother to try these, and, well, they knocked her out. And she was singing for a week straight. If you use code Repzion at checkout, go to vansglobal.com. You're going to get 20% off all your orders. Let me help you while you help me. Support the channel. Click the link. Also, admission in the court is that originally Johnny Depp covered for Amber Heard when she threw a gigantic alcohol bottle, those thick glass alcohol bottles, missed him, threw a second one, and it missed and hit his tip of his finger and ripped, like, to the bone. It ripped the whole part of his first finger off the hand where he plays guitar. And Amber's legal team is going after Johnny, saying, you did this to yourself. You did it. Like, it is the most insane mental gymnastics of reaching I have ever witnessed in court, of just the most preposterous questions. Like, yeah, dude, he totally slit, he cut the whole part of his front finger off to where he can't physically move it. The bone's showing. He can't do his one love is the guitar. But Amber Heard admits that she did this to him. That she threw a bottle, broke it, and ripped the front of his finger off. And just as of today, April 26th, that is ongoing this trial with Amber Heard, Shannon Curry, which was one of Amber's psychologists, did an evaluation on her and determined that she actually has BPD, borderline personality disorder, and histrionic disorder. When you combine those two things, it is, if you're not seeking treatment, if you're not taking the proper medication, if you're not actively seeking help with this type of disorder, it is one of the most scariest, and I am speaking from my own personal experience here, it is one of the most scariest disorders somebody can have next to schizophrenia if it's left untreated. The support for Johnny Depp has been overwhelming, but one of the things that I keep seeing among the remaining few Amber Heard supporters, despite her being called out and shown that she's been lying about so much of this stuff, is that I'm so sick and tired of people on the internet, whether they be extreme feminists or non-feminists or just people who believe in this, everybody, whatever they say, if somebody says it, therefore it's true, is that I keep seeing these people use disorders, BPD, histrionic personality disorder, depression, it can be any sort of mental health related issue, and they constantly use this as a means to justify why something was done. And I'm so tired of people making excuses for anyone, male or female, who use mental illness or disorder to physically harm somebody. At what point, you know what, I have depression, and you know what, I'm responsible for, if I'm depressed and I go out and I go, hurt my cat, if I'm not feeding my cat because I'm depressed, that act of animal neglect, while you can understand that it's depression may be causing me to not think of my animals like I normally do, I'm still accountable for taking care of my animal. It does not negate me starving my cat because I have depression. I don't care if you have BPD. I don't care if you have histrionic personality disorder. I don't care if you have schizophrenia. If you are physically violent, if you cannot control your emotions and you are physically violent towards your partner in any capacity, that is on you, and you cannot use them being untreated or not taking their illness seriously as an excuse for why something was done. We can understand why somebody with BPD may react in an extreme way and end up hurting someone horribly or physically. We can understand that, the cause of why that's happening, but to use that as a form of negating the actual abuse that happened as, oh, this is why they did it, we shouldn't be so hard on them. Fuck you. Fuck anyone who uses mental health as an excuse for why they do shitty things.
She had a very sophisticated way of minimizing any personal problems. I also learned that she tends to well, there were a number of characteristics that were consistent with the eventual diagnoses, but some of the primary characteristics, and I'm going to try to condense 25 pages here, were essentially externalization of blame, tending to have a lot of inner hostility that is attempted to be controlled, a tendency to be very self-righteous, but to also deny that self-righteousness and to judge others critically against these sort of high standards for moral value, but also to deny doing that, essentially to claim that one is very non-judgmental and accepting, and yet very full of rage, really. And these aren't facts, but her scores essentially correlated, so they were consistent with other people who obtained these scores who have been shown through many, many, many studies to have these very specific traits. So externalization of blame, a lot of inner anger and hostility, sometimes that anger among these groups with similar scores, these people might have that anger kind of explode out at times. They tend to be very passive aggressive. They may be self-indulgent, very self-centered. They could use manipulation tactics to try to get their needs met, very needy of attention, acceptance, approval. They tend to distance people who are close to them. Initially, they may seem very charming. They're very socially sophisticated, actually. That was a major component on there. They have a capacity to kind of offer some of their faults, but in a way, but only the ones that people think of lightly and can all relate to. And so they can present as very fair and balanced, but in actuality, they really might be very judgmental of others. And
oftentimes, people with borderline personality disorder will use physical abuse and then use self-hurting to threaten to use the legal systems to keep their partner from leaving. On Amber Heard and her diagnosis. Wow, that is all too familiar. You know, I have to give credit where credit is due. My audience, if you've watched my video, A Message to My Ex-Girlfriend, or My Ex-Girlfriend Took My Girlfriend to Court, if you've watched either two of these videos, you would know that YouTube, the community, people who watch me, have coined my ex-girlfriend as a Amber Heard Jr. because the level of mind fuckery that you deal with this girl and Amber Heard is identical. They have the same sort of illness. They refuse to get proper treatment for it. Like, I'm not sure how aware of you guys are of the situation, but Amber Heard has hurt a lot of people. Not just her ex-girlfriend, but also her assistant, who she fired in pure rage because her assistant asked for a higher wage. I guess the assistant was making like $50,000 a year. But the thing is that the assistant was doing literally everything 24/7, 7 days a week, working over 50 hours a week, 60 hours a week almost for Amber Heard, and she wanted a little bit of a pay upgrade, and Amber went crazy, spit in her assistant's face. This is somebody who's truly unhinged, who doesn't care about who they hurt, what they say, and how they hurt them. And at the end of the very end of Johnny Depp's testifying, audio was finally used that I haven't heard before, that I'm going to play for you now, so you can hear this for yourself. But she goes on to proceed by, who's going to believe you, Johnny? Who's going to believe you?
I did not choose it. You got every step of the way. I did not choose it. You got every step of the way. It's been an offense.
I did not put this anywhere. I didn't. Let me talk to the fucking team.
I did not call the cops. I think that most people.
Io called the cops. You told Io to call the cops.
I did not call the cops, and I did not give them any statement when they came. I've been trying to protect you.
You told Io to call the cops.
While it was happening?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, because the last time that it got crazy between us, I really did think I was going to lose my life, and I thought you would do it on accident. And I told you that. I said, oh my God, I thought the first time.
Amber, I lost a fucking finger, man. Come on. I had a mineral can, a jar of mineral spirits thrown at my nose.
You can tell people that it was a fair fight and see what the jury and judge think. Tell the world, Johnny. Tell them, Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp, man, I'm a victim too of domestic violence, and yes. I know it's a fair fight. And see how many people believe or side with you.
Wow.
It doesn't matter if fair fight my ass.
Exactly, because you're.
Let it play!
Mr. Depp, when did you have the conversation?
This is a woman who takes advantage of the Me Too movement and uses it as her personal chess piece to try to one-up, to try to get negative publicity and harm towards somebody who has done nothing but help bolster their career in every possible way. Because if it hadn't been for Johnny Depp is the reason Amber Heard even appeared in the first Aquaman movie. He got her that position. It's like you have somebody who is kind, compassionate. You have so many people have stepped forward in defense of Johnny Depp saying that he's never done these things, he's never been violent. Sure, he can be a smartass, but who isn't going to be a smartass, especially when you're stuck in an abusive relationship and when you try to run away from a problem, when you truly try to get away and run away, right? You try to get away from a situation. What happens? What happens? You try to de-escalate a situation, you try to get away from somebody who's physically violent towards you. They keep coming after you. They still try to instigate. They won't let you even leave and have your own space to get away from their abuse. And every time you try to walk away, they're screaming profanities at you on how you're not man enough, or you're not a good father, or you're not a good boyfriend, or you're not this or not that. It's like, there's been a few times watching this trial between Johnny Depp and Amber Heard that I have become very emotional. Because it's all so relatable because of my own personal experience, and I just want to hug the dude. And I want to tell him that you're not alone in your experience with somebody this psychotic, who doesn't care about anything that they say or do, and they hurt everybody in their path, and they use everything against somebody, whether that's withholding medication, whether that's a physical abuse, whether that's admitting, yeah, I hit you, and you know what? I didn't hit you that hard, like just dismissing the fact that they're violent and that they're damaging people to the point of pushing people to the point of not aliving themselves. It's a real thing. And nobody really talks about the reactive abuse aspect of all this shit, that when you go through this shit, when you have somebody who is literally pushing you to a breaking point, no one deserves to experience that. No man, no woman. No, hashtag abuse has no gender. I wish for the love of Christ we could get like that actually trending, because nobody seems to take it seriously. Everybody wants to make things a gender-related issue. I don't give a fuck about statistics on who is abused more, okay? Those things don't matter to me. What matters is that people can have a voice and speak up when injustice is done to them. And Johnny is finally being able to do that.
But I believe that if you are armed with the truth, then that's all you need. It doesn't matter if a judgment per se has taken some artistic license. No. When there's an injustice, whether it's against you or someone you love or someone you believe in, stand up. Don't sit down. Don't sit down on them, you know, because they need you.
And it is being spread internationally, this coverage, to showcase Amber Heard. And I pray to fucking God, and I don't even fucking believe in prayer, that after this is done, Amber's career just fails miserably. Warner Brothers isn't even marketing Aquaman 2 because Amber Heard and all the stuff that's ongoing is just looking so bad for her. From a publicity standpoint, her attorneys are failing miserably, and Johnny Depp is winning this trial. Defamation lawsuit for $50 million. She's the reason he's not part of the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise anymore. This woman has caused so much financial destruction to everyone who she's touched. And if you are a supporter of Amber Heard on this channel, get the fuck off. Unsubscribe. Get out of this channel. Don't watch this video. I wish you nothing but the worst. I usually don't have those type of extreme responses towards people, but I genuinely can't deal with anyone who defends Amber at this point, because it's so blatant. It's so... Everything is out there. The evidence is out there. It is so clear as day what is ongoing and how vindictive, malicious, and manipulative and gaslighting this cackling CUNT really is. And I want to see more women speak up against her. Amber, where did all that donation money that you said you were going to donate to cancer charity that you never did, and instead Johnny Depp ended up going dressed up as Captain Jack Sparrow to kids dying with cancer? But no, Johnny's the problem, right? Not the fact that you're a pathological liar who uses and abuses people to get ahead in life. And while they give you all the success and the clout in the world, you still end up fucking them in the end.